turn skin bags into shadows. I turn them into tartar. This isn't even a contest.
What is up, you guys? Razor here, and this is the newest edition on how to main. Today we have Revenant, the strongest third-party legend in the game, hands down, and maybe one of the most hated legends in the game as well. So I'm going to break down his tactical, his passive, his ultimate, and I'm just going to give you guys a guide on how to use them correctly. And this gameplay here is a 14 kill, 4,000 damage Revenant gameplay. The goal here was a 4K badge for Revenant, so if you see me doing anything weird, it was probably for extra damage. But nonetheless, let's get right into the tips. So I'm going to start right on the passive, because I believe that's the simplest, and that is his advanced climb. He can climb about twice as high as a normal legend, and when he crouches, his crouch speed is increased. So he moves basically... It feels faster than walking speed. So basically you can move around super quickly. That's pretty obvious. I'm gonna go right into the tips. Climb walls and fights that people wouldn't expect. So if you climb a spot that someone can climb as any legend, say like on top of a door onto the wall, they're gonna expect you. So they're gonna be aiming down sights when you climb that certain position. But if you climb lay a wall onto a roof that's not climbable, mid-fight, I promise you'll catch that person off guard 9 times out of 10, because the climb is very quiet, and you can basically climb your way up when they're expecting you on the opposite side, for example. You just climb up and you can grab a free kill. Another tip with crouching is strafing and hip firing. It's super hard to hit, and you're really quick. So if you strafe left and right while you're crouched, and if you use a wingman, you're actually the same speed as hip fire. So you can ADS with the wingman and be super quick while you're crouched and strafing. And make sure you take advantage of that silent crouch in fights. For example, if an enemy knows you're on their roof, crouch walk to the opposite side of the roof and drop on them, for example. They're going to be looking up still, and you could catch a lot of people off guard doing this, using that crouch, because it's dead silent walking around. They will not hear you coming, and it is very underrated when it comes to Revenant. Silences. Silences do 10 damage. The ability itself doesn't stack, so when you take away their ability, the timer doesn't stack, but the damage does stack. It does 10 damage, so if you have somebody pretty low and you throw 2 silences, that's going to do 20 damage to them, and you can get the kill pretty easily with it. Always throw a silence when you're holding a door, so if you're kicking somebody's door or someone's kicking your door, always throw a silence there. It's hard for them to see, and they're going to take that extra damage and lose their ability. Get used to throwing your silence in general. I had a lot of trouble doing this, honestly. I always forgot to throw my silence in fights. But the more you do it, the more you're gonna do it in general. Just make sure you're always thinking about throwing silences, because they come back really quickly. You get 2 at a time, and it's a waste if you just don't use them. It's not like Bangalore Smoke, where you should use them carefully because they take a long time to come back. I feel like the silences are very disposable, so use those at all times. Just spam them. You can hold the tactical button to aim precisely, and it looks really cool. The hand looks pretty cool while he's holding it and he's aiming it, and that's just a cool little tip. So now we're on to the totems. Totems last 30 seconds with unlimited radius. So that's why Octane and Revenant are so infamous together, because since there's no radius, you can get as far as possible, and you only have 30 seconds. So the jump pad defeats both of those points. Basically, it makes it really fast, and it makes you can go as far as you want. So make sure if you're with somebody, use Octane as well, or Pathfinder, Zipline, something that gives you mobility. you come back with 50 HP unless the totem runs out. So say you do end up chasing somebody and the 30 seconds does time out. If you didn't lose any health, your health bar is going to stay full. So don't have to worry about that. Make sure you put your totem on a flat surface. There's a glitch where if you put your totem like on a rock, for example, it will actually come up for a second, and when you activate it, it'll just go away. And there's been times where I've done it to the point where I took the totem and I pushed into a fight, and I literally didn't even notice that it went away right after. So make sure you put it on flat surfaces. You don't need shield to be in full totem. So, for example, like if you lose your shield to somebody, you can put your totem in a spot. Say you trade shields with somebody, you break somebody's shield and they break your shield. You can put your totem down and chase them because it's basically an even fight still. Except for the fact that if you lose that even fight, you just go back to your totem. They're still super low and you can just take a phoenix. So you're basically stopping them from resetting while your team can finish the job while you take a phoenix, for example. I always try to full kill somebody while I'm in totem because they can reset when you reset. When you go back, you're probably going to take a med kit or something, which takes 7 seconds. So if you knock somebody while in totem and you full kill them, you can take as long as you want after you go return to the totem. You got that full kill on that guy, so it's a 3v2. And you can do whatever you have to do to finish the fight. So I always try to thirst somebody while I'm in totem and just absolutely focus one person. It's pretty brutal and it looks really thirsty, but I promise you this is a really good tactic. And make sure you hold on to its ultimate accelerants, because it takes a long time for Revenant to get his ability, and that's obviously his strongest point is his ult. So make sure you grab any accelerants that you see on the ground. If you have 2 in your bag and you have a purple bag, you can double ult somebody. The only problem is you can't destroy your own totem, so you're gonna have to wait for the totem to go away to use it again. So if they destroy it, you can, as soon as they destroy it, you can put another one down. And that's why he's actually strongest on King's Canyon. If you're wondering where to use Revenant, definitely there. The charge towers, the POIs make it Revenant really strong compared to Olympus, for example. On Olympus, there's no charge towers, and on Olympus, the buildings, for example, are really hard to push. Like, the ropes are super long, so even if you do use a totem, a team holding a large POI can make Revenant look dumb. So, Revenant is definitely meta on KC. So, those are all the most important tips that I have for Revenant. This gameplay is pretty important. Not important, but pretty useful, and the ending is actually hilarious, so I'm gonna let the ending play for you guys. If you learned anything, make sure you hit the like button. Let me know down below who you would like to see next on the series, and any video topics in general. I'm all ears. If you're looking for a boost, hit me up on Instagram or Twitter. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'm out. Peace.
Outside the ring.
Might be something good there. Let's check it over there. Got one here.
knocked her. Yeah, I just need to farm these guys. Just let her res that. My lifeline's bad, to be honest. That Spitfire's a problem though, I think it'll rip me up. I'm gonna pop this, go knock people, and just not full kill them. Oh, that's a problem. I only need like less than 500 though. Like 400 damage, I'll farm him out. Hopefully he heals.
That was a good kill.
Reloading.
Bam! There goes a booze holster. Something like that. Using
Yeah,
the
just don't
decoy
kill him.
escape. Target's right in front of me.
Still have armor. Oh shit, he doesn't even run armor. I gotta here, drop some heals for him. I just dropped a bunch of heals for him. Hopefully he grabs them. Damn, I'm so close. I need 350 on this. No, fuck.
Ring's moving.
Pop the battery. Take it. No, do not fight. No.
Getting hurt over here.
Pop that shit. Pop it.
Shield here.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Shield here.
Come on, bro. Thank you. Yo, this guy's the bed. Yes, bro, I've been trying so hard on Revenant. Let him hit my totem too. The totem, big boy. There you go. Yeah, I popped that battery. I only need 120. Let's go. Oh, I got it. Yes, let's go. Thank you, Gibby. I love you. I love you. Alright, you can kill him if you want. Yo, GG's, man. Yo, thank you so much. I appreciate that, man. GG's.